Don't call people within the disability community differently abled. And I just had to share my thoughts on this because I thought that it was okay. I thought that that word was okay. Hey everybody, so it's Amanda Clark again, the CEO and founder of Beautymark Community, and I just had to come on here real quick. I'm doing some errands, but I just had to come on here real quick and just share my heart with you guys about what I'm seeing lately in our community. Okay, real quick, there is this thing on TikTok right now going viral about, the differently abled. Don't call people within the disability community differently abled. And I just had to share my thoughts on this because I thought that it was okay. I thought that that word was okay. Being called differently abled. I thought that that word was okay to use, especially for the people on the other side of the fence. And what I mean is people who don't have disabilities, right? We're trying to, here at the Beautymark community, we're trying our hardest to communicate with both people, okay? People who have beauty marks and people without beauty marks. We are trying very hard to communicate and bring those positive vibes on both ends of the fences because we know it's better. We're better together, right? And so I thought that that word was okay. I thought that, from their perspective, calling us differently abled was okay. Here is where things got a little mixed up. Hi, everybody who's coming in. I see you. I love you. You guys know that, and there's nothing you could do about it. So to the people within the community, they are being offended, saying, do not say that I am differently abled. Do not say this. And what I would say to this, and this is just my opinion on everything. I think that it's more so the stereotype or the stigma, right? And so there was a time where I did not like that word disability. I hated that word because of what people looked at me as having a disability. So when people look at you, they're like, oh, I feel sorry for this person. But I knew deep down inside that I was capable and I was definitely able to do anything and everything that anybody else did. I just do it differently. I didn't realize until I got older that that word is okay. That word is what separates me from somebody else. Because at the end of the day, I am different, and that's okay. That's why I'm not changing that word disability. I'm just redefining it because the definition of that word is not who I am. That definition of that word is not what I'm capable of. So we're redefining what that word disability means. But at the same time, don't neglect the fact that you have a disability. It's okay to say I have a disability. It's all right. We're all made different in our own way. We're all created different in our own way, and that's all right. But if there's no way to section that off and know that this is who I am and this is how I was born and everything, then I won't get the help that I need because of how I am. We may be functional right now. We may be able to do everything that we can right now. But as we get older, we're going to need help, guys. We're going to need help. When you get older, your bones decay, they get weak. I know this. But if we try to push everybody away now, when we do need the help, they're going to be like, you got this. And it's going to be the wrong time to say you got this. So what I'm trying to say is Embrace the fact that you are different. Embrace the fact that you have a disability. Embrace that. I don't like disabled, because that's a whole nother thing. That means I'm not working. That means I'm not functioning. But I am. So I like the fact that we have beauty marks, right? And so you don't want to disregard the fact that you have a disability. That word is not bad. It's not a bad word. Differently abled, that's not a bad word. That just means that you're different in what you're able to do. And that's okay. That's okay. I do things differently. You might have a thumb. I have a little thumb. Okay? You might hold a cup with your thumb. I don't. Okay? Can I still hold a cup? Absolutely. I'm just holding it this way. Differently abled. Come on, guys. Like, you're thinking too much into it. You're doing too much. And I'm just like, at this point, the people on the other side of the fence, they're not going to know what to call us. They're not going to know what to say about us. They're not going to know how to address us. They're not going to know how to communicate with us, because everything that they say is offensive to us. Everything that they do is offensive to us. And it has to come to a point where we just communicate with one another and say, yes, I have a disability. And that's okay. But this is how I live my life. I'm fine. You don't have to feel sorry for me. Like, educate. But don't sit there and just dismiss the fact that you have a disability. It's okay. Our whole world, since I can remember, has been sectioned off. When you go to high school, there's a different section for every table. You got your nerds, you got your jocks, you got your popular kids. We have been taught this for decades. There's nothing new. So saying that you have a disability is just another way of sectioning yourself off from other people who don't have a disability. And that's okay. That's all right. We have the power to redefine what disabilities mean. We have the power to do that. Why? Because we have the disability. But if we start shutting down every time somebody says something that may be, touchy-feely or sensitive, we're not going to communicate. And I hate to break the news to you guys, but the people within the disability community, if we keep talking to one another, we're not going to make a difference. That's like me just venting to you and telling you how I feel, when you know how I feel because you feel the same way. But if I talk to somebody who has never felt the way I feel, if I talk to somebody who's never lived the way I live, but they can have compassion and understanding and wisdom, now we can make a change together. Because I've told you how I felt, and you've never been in my shoes before. So now you can understand how I feel, and then you can tell to the next person and the next person and the next person. That's how we can make a change. But we have to put our wall down. And we have to stop being so gun-ho about these words. My mother always told me when I was growing up, if somebody is saying something to you that is out of character or out of line along the lines of what I told you, don't believe it, because it's not true. And I know it's easier said than done. Believe me, I have my own stories to tell. But communicate with those who are willing to be communicated with, okay? And stop being so sensitive about these words, because at the end of the day, we're trying to make it equal on both ends. We're trying to have them understand what it's like to live in our shoes and how to communicate with us. I'm tired of still having to tell people how I'm born. Aren't you? I'm tired of doing that. It's getting really old. Like, seriously, I've been on this earth for 32 years. I'm still explaining how I look like this. Come on. We got to break down those walls, guys. We got to break down those walls. And that's not going to happen if we're going to be so sensitive. Everything that they're saying, we can't do that. So being called differently abled, it's all about perspective. What do you think about that? What do you think about that word? Because that's what that word means. It's all about changing your mindset. Stop thinking so negative when it comes to things like this. When you think about disability, what do you think about? the positive light of having a disability. When I think about having a disability, I'm thinking about my Beautymark. That's just it. I think about having a Beautymark. My disability is my Beautymark. I'm seeing a lot of people within our own community, just downgrading the fact that people on the other side, people who don't have disabilities at all, finally calling us differently abled and not disabled. And I think that should be exalted. I mean, yes, we got some more work to do. We got some stuff to do, but the fact that they're willing to change from disabled to differently abled, that's a come up. Like, we should celebrate that and not bring them down for calling us that. Don't do that. Don't do that.